Hello everyone, you're watching Can You See Fish, and welcome back to another episode of ERTL vs Take Along. In today's video we'll be taking a look at and comparing the models of Duck the Great Western engine. So here we have two different models of Duck. This is a later version of the ERTL one. Of course he has the ring coupling, and this is the Take Along Duck. Let's start off by taking a look at the ERTL one. So, as I mentioned, this is a later version of Duck, and this is a very nice model, as many of the ERTL ones are. One very notable inaccuracy in this one, however, is the fact that Duck's footplate is red. Well, should be red, at least. This one has unfortunately been taken by the sun, giving it a more salmon pink colour. But if I bring in another version of the ERTL Duck, an earlier one, this Duck's had a rough life. As you can see, he's missing his funnel. But this is what the colour footplate is meant to look like. And it's also worth mentioning that this version does have details for the back and front cab windows. Nevertheless, this is my better version of Duck, which is why we're looking at it. But as you can see, this one is missing those extra details. But other than that, it is a very nice model. You can see the coal in the bunker at the back. Obviously, the Great Western Railway initials along the side, the number 8. Wheel arches coming up very nicely, just next to the cab there, as well as here at the front. And obviously, Duck is a pannier tank engine. So he has that nice, kind of rectangular shape to his main, boiler and body. Very nice. Of course, he's also got a dome as well. And the buffers on the back are very nice, like all the ERTL buffers are. He has black wheels in a, standard six driving wheels configuration. Very nice. Yeah, just a really nice model. One of my favourite ERTL models, although there is, of course, the inaccuracy with his footplate. Other than that, a really nice model. Now let's bring in the Take Along version. Quite a bit heavier than the ERTL version, and also quite a bit taller. Just look at the height difference on them. This thing absolutely towers above Duck. The Great Western Railway lettering is written in a different font than on this one. It's a lot bigger, of course, the actual body and boiler where the letters are written are a lot bigger on this version than on the ERTL one. But yeah, it looks very different, really. It's shorter lengthwise than the other Duck, but yet it is considerably taller. It's got a nice funnel to it. I actually prefer the funnel on this one. It's got kind of more of that angle to it than this one. This one looks more like just it goes straight up and doesn't kind of expand out. The face, it's kind of creepy, to be honest. This is probably one of the creepier Take Along faces. It doesn't look like Duck. Like this face, you bring this face in, it looks like Duck. I mean, I would generally say that the ERTL faces aren't the best, but this one is really good. It really does capture how Duck looks. Other than that, other details like the dome and such are present, although one feature that's present on this one that isn't featured on either of these ERTL Ducks is the fact that he's got a whistle. Quite a weird thing to leave off, considering a lot of the other models have them. He doesn't have cab windows, however, but he does still have the coal in the bunker, albeit his bunker is a lot more slim than the ERTL one. Perhaps the strangest decision on this was to give him grey wheels. I don't know where they got these grey wheels from. I'm not sure if there's maybe an illustration somewhere in the Railway series where he has grey wheels, but yeah, they do give him grey wheels. Of course, he doesn't have side rods, as do any of the Take Along models. Of course, you can see Duck's side rod just there below the footplate. And speaking of the footplate, this one also gets it wrong. Once again, it is red. And of course, the buffers on this one aren't as nice as on the ERTL one. They stick out a lot less. They obviously seem a lot more moulded into the footplate, which is fine, but I do prefer the ERTL style of having them look more like actual buffers with, the way they stick out of the buffer beam. But yeah, the footplate's wrong again, but it's a strange It's definitely strange, how drastically different these models are. The fact that this one is just so much taller feels... It looks so weird. And of course, as I mentioned, he does have that strange face. So there are definitely things that I like about both of these models. Obviously, the whistle on this one is a good thing, as well as the funnel, I think, looking slightly better. But there are things on the ERTL model too. If I bring this one in, like I mentioned, it does make a difference having those cab windows on there, and other things too, like the face looking better. Even though this duck does have more distinguished and actually painted side railings, I actually forgot to mention. As you can see, these are painted. On the ERTL model, they are just humbly moulded, but they're both nice models for different reasons, other than the face on that one. But I do prefer the ERTL one, as I may have mentioned at some point in the video. I can't remember. This is one of my favourite ERTL models, so it was never going to be able to top the Takelung one. I do like the Takelung one. It was one of my favourite models as a young child, but yeah, I do prefer the ERTL one. So ERTL wins this round. You've been watching Can You See Fish. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it and subscribe to the channel to see more great content. And until next time, thank you for watching and goodbye.